Welcome to the Coach Stretch Show.
What up, what up, what up? It is your man, Coach Stretch, and we are back to reveal the king of the PD, top 25 from the years 1990 to present, Statman AJT, Big Dog Mike. We are all here and ready to talk about some PD hoops. Before we get started, I also would like to thank all of the voters, all the people who nominated, got people out here. We can't do this list without you all because again, this is not our list. This is your list. We do not have an opinion. We do not have a vote. Okay, let's go and put that out there right now. We will get into some of our opinions and some of our votes later on, but right now, put this out there. You all have decided these names and the order of these names. Any shout outs? Big Dog Mike, you got any shout outs?
Shout out to my babies, Taylor, Michaela, Skylar, and Alea. Those are my shout outs to my babies.
Fat man.
First of all, give glory and honor to God for allowing us to have this platform.
Yes, sir.
My mom, love you, Mom. My daughters in the back room, love you, Bree. Shout out to my guy, Sick Mike, who got me to Virginia Villains. Tap in with him, Uptown Newport News, got me the fly shirt. All the people who watch on my stories, who share, TikTok, all of that. Thank you. Really appreciate it.
All right. So shall we get into it?
I'm ready.
Let's
all
work.
Right. Thanks for everybody that's tuning in. Thank you for subscribing, liking, and sharing, man. Again, if you got any comments, leave them in the joint. Keep it all basketball. Keep it all love. We are here to talk PD hoops, 1990 to present. Let's get started with this honorable mention. Big Dog, who you got? Who we got?
Yes, sir. So at number 8, coming in on the honorable mention list, we got Bobby Blizzard at number 8. Number 7, we have Brian Graves at number 7.
Ooh, Bobby Blizzard with Hampton High School, part of them Ronald Curry teams. Brian Graves, part of that 04 team that went to States for Heritage. Big names right there. Number 6, we got Kenny Harrell. And number 5, we got Calvin Baker. Calvin Baker, part of them 04 and 05 Woodside teams that went to State. Calvin Baker is also a 2-time PD Player of the Year, coming in at number 5 for the honorable mention. Stats.
Ricardo Ratliff, number 4, and Johnny Story, number 3. Shout out to both of them. Johnny Story was a man amongst boys on the Ronald Curry led teams. Big, strong, fast, physical, all of that. So shout out to y'all.
Absolutely. Mike, who we got closing out honorable mention?
Number two, we have Duke Cruz. And number 1, we have Stephon Welsh at number 1.
Oh, wow. All right, so we got Duke Cruz at 2 and Stephon Welsh at 1. Again, Welsh part of them 04 and 05 Woodside Wolverines that went to State. Duke Cruz at 2. That's big, man. Duke Cruz went crazy for Bethel during his stretch. Any thoughts, comments from this from this honorable mention right here?
Well, for me, not being, from the area, the PD area, so but getting a lot of feedback from a lot of guys that I play ball with, of course from stats, of course from yourself. I personally feel like Calvin Baker, based on what I know, should have been in the top 10. That for me, that stings. Back-to-back Player of the Year. The resume, based on the criteria, we're talking about the resume.
Right.
Back-to-back Player of the Year. Two runs at State. He won one of them.
Yeah.
Like then he went to UVA. UVA ain't no mid-major. He went to UVA. Like he fits that criteria.
Yeah.
And he's just an honorable mention. But that stung for me because I kept saying, "Come on, Calvin." But this is more so about the people that's voting.
Right.
Like
Right.
you have to get out and vote. You know what I mean? So I was definitely rooting for Calvin. So that's just my personal thing. So
Me personally, I mean, 7 BG, Brian Graves, man. I personally know this young man. He's back coaching at Heritage at his alma mater. I mean, man, when I was in middle school, man, BG was like the prodigy coming up. Like that joke was in like the 6th grade, man, and everybody knew he was about to be great. BG at 7. I mean, I thought he was gonna get higher than that, but again, and I'm gonna go ahead and say this now before we go any further, man. This is a big issue that I have in this area is that we can't do anything collective, for a greater good. Like, for instance, and I used this analogy with you all before. A lot of people don't know this, but the African American dollar is the most powerful dollar there is in the United States of America. Okay, yet we are the most impoverished set of people in the United States of America. But if we just took all of our money, that powerful dollar that we had and banded together and did other things with it, we could probably change our outcome. But we can't do anything together. And I'm so upset at how we go about this stuff. Like, this is a peer nomination. This is a peer voting platform where if you think Ricardo or Steph is better than where they are, especially when I gave out 2 updates, why are you not voting? But people complaining. Stop complaining and go vote. Like, that's really all you had to do. And we talking about a lot of these guys separated by 2, 3 votes. We had one guy, I can reveal this now. Stephon Welsh is 1 vote outside the top 10.
Yep.
He's 1 vote outside the top 10.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it. I don't get it. I thought Steph, well, first of all, I thought Calvin Baker should have been in the top 10. But, I mean, Welsh got the numbers, man. Welsh definitely got the numbers. And that joker went Power 5. That joker went to Arkansas. Like, he got the numbers, man, and the resume. He don't have the player of the years. Calvin Baker got the player of the years. But that joker was up there, man. First team all-region. And he was a first team all-state guy. Like, I don't know. I thought he would be higher as well.
But Stretch, to your point, Stretch, real quick, it's like when we have conversations with peers in the streets and we talk to them, this, that, and the other, they'll say, hey, well, why is this not this player, not honorable mention? Why is this player? And I say, yo, go vote.
Yeah,
you got internet? You got internet? You got Facebook? You ain't got internet? You want to use my phone? You want to go vote? But they complain about it.
And the interesting thing about that is, like, all of us were sharing this stuff on our stories. Like, just vote. Like, and again, we appreciate all of the participation. But if you had an issue with the list, and shout out to the people who voted too, you did your part. But like, this list could have been different if some of the people who were just lamenting about people not being on the list actually voted. And like, we all did extensive research. We all reached out to people who are plugged in, like coaches, got local guys. Like, we reached out, and like, what do you think? What do you think? Like, because you trying to be as informed as possible. So, and it's just like, we gave the platform to everyone to make sure that everyone had a voice. Yeah. So that's all we could do. Again, this isn't us, right? So again, if I understand if you don't like where they are on the list, but if you didn't vote.
So shout out to Elton Brown. He said Ricardo, Steph, with I guess the wow emoji, or like can't believe it. That emoji is, and Elton, my sentiments exactly, man. Like, but it's the peers, man. It's we put out enough information out there to get people to vote. So
Big E, what's up, man?
Yeah, what up, E? We can't wait to have you on Thursday, man. Also, I'm gonna say this, because we got a lot of people say we should all do, break it down by decades, and we are gonna break it down, some of these PD greats by decades. But guess what? You're gonna have to vote for that too, and some people gonna get left off. Like that's the thing. We got to understand that we want a list of greatness, not very good. You know what I'm saying? We want a list of greatness, not very good. So a lot of people are nominating their homeboys, and your homeboy only averaged 9 points a game. I ain't gonna call no names. So let's move on. Top 10.
I just want to give a shout out to Brian Graves real quick. We actually played on a rec league team, and we won a chip together. Rec league ain't much, but I know, and this was not high school but older, but he definitely could still play. So I just wanted to give him a shout too.
Shout out to Kiki, man. Appreciate you tuning in. Kiki says it's hard for some people to vote. They never seen him play either. He said, I'm sure a lot of the votes was hearsay.
That's
true.
That's valid.
I mean, that's true, Key. What's up, Key? Thanks for tuning in.
But you can still do your research and your homework. I think you still can do that. But that's a very, very valid point.
That is very true. That is very true. Let's get into this top 10, man. We ain't gonna play no games with you, man. Let's go and get into this top 10. At number 10, we got Mr. Antoine Smith from Ferguson High School. Any thoughts on Antoine at 10?
Well, I will. You want to go stats? Because
you go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
So, I've asked about Antoine. I didn't even have to ask about him a whole lot. He came up. He's a legend. He's this and he's that. So as the votes were coming in, and I'm like, man, what's going on? Like I thought too that he should have been higher, just based on the noise that I was hearing.
Yeah,
like how good he was. And again, not to sound redundant, but it goes back to people voting, right? But I personally thought that he should have been higher based on all the information and the feedback that I received. But again, to be number 10 in the PD, that's not bad. That's not bad either, because a lot of great talent, a lot of good talent. So to be number 10 and be mentioned amongst your peers at number 10, that's still a good feat to have. So that was my only thing. I wish he was a little bit higher. So even in addition to that, he got drafted by the Vancouver Grizzlies.
In
96, I believe 96, 97, 51st pick. So being drafted to the NBA is a big deal, right? So, that's not something to sneeze at. And again, we just want to make sure everybody get the love. Shout out Antoine. You did your thing for the PD, man. Number 10 on the list.
And we can't wait to have Antoine on the show. Hopefully we got to this one. So hopefully next week we get Antoine, make these schedules work, get Antoine on the show, man. Talk about his whole process of killing people in the PD. Number 9, shout out to Earl Darnell, man, my guy.
Earl, my brother. What's up, man?
Shout out Damo, man. What up, Damo?
Thank you, Earl, for all your help, bro. For real. Thank you, bro.
Absolutely.
My brother.
Number 9, we got Mr. Brett Harper. Speaking of Earl.
Yes.
Brett Harper at 9. One of the killers at Kickertan, man. Talk to me about Brett Harper, fellas.
Listen, man, Brett was a guy who could go.
Yeah.
Backcourt, 6'3", he helped put Kickertan on the map. And again, like him, somebody who will name who's a bit above him on the list. Like they really made Kickertan a spot where you tune in, watch their games. Very exciting player. Hopefully, we want to have him on the show too. Tell his story. Thank you, Mr. Harper. Thank you, Brett, for what you did for the Peninsula District, man. Thank you.
Big Mike.
You know how I feel about Brett. I feel like I want to put all these guys higher. I think Brett should have been higher. Awesome basketball player.
Man, you can't say everybody supposed to be higher, man.
Hey, it's a good take.
That's the fourth person you said supposed to be higher, man. How high they gonna go?
Hey, we should have did the top 30. I don't know. He would have probably been moved up. I don't know. I know how I feel about Brett, man. So awesome basketball player, man, and well deserved. Like I said, all these guys are great basketball players, and like I said again, just to be amongst your peers in the top 10 is a phenomenal feat. So, man, shout out to Brett.
Yeah. Also, shout out to Lee Martin, man, doing big things in the city of Newport News, man. Congratulations on your new position. Great guy, man. Great guy, Lee Martin, man. Great family as well. Shout out to the Martin family, the Kesey family. You guys are awesome, man. Number 8, and I hold this, it's a special spot for me and probably for you too, and John. Number 8, Mr. Elton Brown.
Listen, can I go? Okay, because I got a
Yeah,
story. I got a story. So, and I told Elton this, and I hope he's still watching. So I didn't play a lot in high school, right? I'm gonna be the first to admit it. I'm not pretentious. I don't try to act like I'm something I'm not. So my senior night is against Warwick High School. And I actually start that night. My mom in there, like I'm hyped, everything. Like I scored a bucket, and then like moms was in the crowd. Shout out to moms. So then I scored a bucket, and I think it was over Elton. I was like I was hyped. This motherfucker went crazy after that, bro. Like now, mind you, Elton was stretching the court before like it was popular. Mind you, this is 2001 too.
Yeah.
But he was a big body, like had soft touch around the basket and super strong. And like he was chill that game. Now I ain't say he won't play hard because he always play hard. But he was chill. He was aware it was our senior night. I did that, and that awoke the beast. Elton, I'm never again, dog. I'm just telling you that right now. I think he ended like 30 or something. Like, and I take that for getting them hyped, but Elton was a man amongst boys, man. And look, I'm not gonna say too much because you'll be on Thursday to tell your story. But I just had to say that, man. You was something else, man. Shout out to you.
Absolutely. For me, like me, Elton, Kiki, Brian Graves, Wayne Reynolds, we all went to Booker T. Washington Middle School. And to see Elton develop from the time he was in the 7th grade, 8th grade, all the way to the end of his career at Warwick High School, man, like that joker was hitting threes. He had the handle, big body, post moves was out of this world.
Post moves too, yeah.
I mean, just and again, Kiki will tell you, and he'll probably, Elton will probably tell you himself, man. At middle school, man, like we can always say he was gonna be special, but he was clumsy. Like most big kids in middle school, like we just don't have that coordination at all. Like I was horrible. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to say, yeah, that's what I'm saying, Kiki. He came a long way from Booker T. Like a long way. And to see where he's at now, look, standing ovation for you, man. Like I know Big Mike don't like flowers, but that man deserves some flowers, man. And that is Elton Brown at 8. That is Elton Brown at 8. Go ahead, Big Mike. Go ahead.
No.
Don't kill me, man. I gave him some flowers, man. Don't kill me.
No. You gave him flowers. So stats. You put out a stat. You put out Elton Brown stats in our private meeting, and do you have the numbers in front of you?
I think it was 29 and 16. Elton, if you watching, please correct me. We not trying to misrepresent the work you did.
As my co-host Stats and Stretch gave just a glowing review of Elton Brown, which is well deserved. My questions to the viewers out there, because I was like Elton. Why in the fuck is he at number 8?
That's a fact, bro.
You see what I'm saying? Why is he at number 8? And why he's not higher? The numbers that I was, and again, this is a history lesson for me, guys. That's watching. The players of the PD. But when I seen his numbers, back-to-back player of the year, am I correct?
Yeah, back-to-back player of the year, absolutely, yeah.
29 and 16. Why isn't that man higher?
Yeah.
Why isn't he? So
also he was a 4-year starter on Boo's 17U team.
Yeah.
Like that type of stuff is like unheard of.
Yeah. Again, we gonna let Elton. We're not gonna bury the lead. We're gonna let you tell it, Elton, because you look. Me and Elton had some conversations. Elton, we gonna let you tell it, dog, because I'm gonna be honest. When we had that talk, I had no idea about all of that.
The way people talked about Elton Brown, he should have been top dog. And my thing is, 8 is a travesty. Yeah. Blasphemous. It is.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Absolutely. Let's move on. Again, you viewers, man, you peers, man, because we had this stuff up for weeks.
Oh, speaking of the flowers, I like giving flowers. I still like giving flowers. Give them a little rose, like a little single joint. You know what I'm saying? I don't give flowers out. You know what I'm saying? I don't give flowers out. That's just me. That's just me.
Number seven, Marseille Brown. Now he was a monster. He was a monster. Go ahead. Who got something to say about Marseille?
I just think, again, similar with Brett, like, you know, he was a guy that paved the way for other guards in the Peninsula District. Him along with Brett put Kickerton on the map. And the people that I spoke to about him all had glowing things to say. Like, he was a competitor. Like, he left it all on the court. Like, you know what I mean? He was a guy, I talked to one guy, said it felt like he hit 10 threes a game.
Right.
Like, you know, like he was one of them. He was different.
Lee Martin just said he averaged 31.2 points per game as a senior.
See, and that's what I'm saying. Like, he was different. And again, we thank you for your contribution to the PD. I'm giving all these guys flowers. I'm unlike Mike. I'm good. Like, giving flowers. I don't care. And
that's okay. You can give them flowers because they're no longer playing. You want to give Al Horford flowers, and he was still playing. You see what I'm saying? That's a difference.
But what's your thing with giving people flowers while they doing it, man? Like, why we got
all these guys are deserving of flowers.
Absolutely. All these guys are deserving of flowers, man. Number 6, Tony Rutland.
I'm gonna let you take this.
Well, you can. I look now. I posted. Well, I didn't post this highlight, but I found an old highlight of Allen Iverson and Tony Rutland when they were freshmen going up against Hampton. Now, it was crazy to see the development. First of all, the maturity of them as freshmen. I want to say Allen Iverson ended up with I want to say he had 20. He was in the low 20s. But Tony Rutland came in and hit three threes and like was so fearless going to the rim. And the announcer, at that point in time, the announcer was like, he wanted everybody to keep their eyes on Tony Rutland because he was going to be the next biggest thing out of Bethel. Like, that's what the announcer said all the way back then. Fast forward to his senior year, Tony Rutland is now that guy, and he is the state player of the year. Like, that, his development from freshman year to senior year, crazy. And then you talking about the 1-2 punch between him and AI. Like, listen, you just had to be there. It's not a whole lot of film out on it. You had to be there. And for me, I was there for one of those contests at the Hampton Coliseum where Bethel played Hampton. Shout out to my cousin Giuseppe Woodard. And those jokers was rocking that building, man. Like, I just never seen anything like it before, man. And of course, I'm like, 6, 7 years old. But I was about 9. But you just never seen anything like that before. Like, you just had to be there. So that's what I got to say about Tony, man. And also, he's a great coach now. He was a great player at Wake Forest. Ended up being a great professional as well overseas.
Isn't he on Drew Williams' wall?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He is. He is on the wall.
Which is a major thing.
Yeah, he's on the wall. Let me see. Where we at? 5? 5. One of the arch nemesis of Tony Rutland and Allen Iverson, Mr. Damon Baycoat. Damon Baycoat. What you got to say about Damon, fellas?
So that name rung bells, right? That name rung bells. And it's not just like when you talk to people, it's not just the numbers. It's like he had a presence about him. Right. And I didn't know much about him before I was asking people and doing research, right? But throughout this entire process, I ended up being blown away by the amount of people. Everybody had good things to say about everybody, but like people spoke with such force and passion about like being able to watch him play and how he made them feel. And I think honestly, just as a fan, like it's bigger than that. I'm a numbers guy. I feel like everybody knows that.
Right.
But like when everybody says like watching this guy, it made me feel this way and it inspired me to want to do this. I think that's one of the ultimate compliments that you can give to a guy, that like this guy made me feel this way or made me want to go and do this. So shout out to you, Mr. Baycoat. Number 5 on the list.
Now, this player coming up right here on the top 10 list, when we released that first update, and this player happened to be, I want to say he was 9 at the time. Oh, Matt Jackson say Dan Bacon had a 50-point game in the PD. Sheesh. See, this is what I'm talking about, man. This the information, man, we need to be put out there. They say Bacon and Chuck averaged 30 in 1993. This shit is crazy, man. Average 30? Now, back to what I was saying. When we released our first update last week, this player was 9. And you talking about Facebook going crazy? Facebook went insane.
Y'all did y'all part for this one.
Y'all did do this. Listen, y'all did y'all part on this guy. Number 4, Anthony Big Cat Barber. All-time leading PD scorer. McDonald's All-American. Mr. Big Cat. Shout out to Stanley Bland, who probably led the charge on this.
Stanley, what's up, brother?
Listen, I haven't seen, like, it was crazy to see the amount of votes that came in after that Joker was named number 9. All the votes after that hold for the next day had him at number 1 or number 2. All of them.
Yep.
And so now he goes from 9 to being tied for 3rd. Excuse me, I don't want to say he's 4th because he's tied for 3rd. He's tied for 3rd, Damos. I'm sorry, he's a little Damo about to go in. He said 4 is still utterly ridiculous.
I agree, Damo.
He's tied for 3rd, not 4th. He is tied for 3rd. Excuse me. Big Cat. Any words on Big Cat? I believe Big Cat's in town, man. Shout out Big Cat, yo. Any words?
Shout out to Cat Barber, man. Amazingly quick.
Yeah.
Like stupid handle.
That's an understatement.
Like just electrifying. And again, he's one of those guys, you know, he continued the pipeline of great Hampton players. You know, we'll get to another one later. But like just watching him was an experience.
Yeah.
Right? Because his
must-see TV. It was must-see TV.
His dribble package was and his, you know, how he would contort around the rim for layups and just how much better and faster he was than whoever was guarding him. It just didn't make sense. Nobody could stay in front of him.
Yeah.
Nobody could stay in front of him. Nobody.
He's deserving of being number 1 as well.
Yeah, I would say that he is deserving to be in number 1 with his resume. I also want to say that his gauntlet that he went through 2013.
I knew you was about to do it.
Is probably unmatched. Besides that, you know, 1992, 93 era, his gauntlet, like we was rattling off names, and we talking about he played against 9 or 10 Division I athletes in the PD during his time. That's unheard of. Also, he had 2 Player of the Years back to back, and he probably should have got the 3rd one, but he missed a couple games. I won't go into that.
Who's the all-time leader in the Peninsula?
He is.
Yes, sir.
He is.
He is.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So why he not number 1? We gonna get to that.
We will get to that. Shout out Shonda Bailey. We gonna get.
We not Shonda. Listen, we said now. Shonda, we do not want it. We don't want no problems, ma'am. None, please.
We're going to get to that.
We don't want no problems.
Also tied at 3, Mr. Tim Smith. Shout out to Timmy Smith, man. He was just on the show last week. Great interview. It's still on. Check it out on YouTube and on Facebook. Tim Smith talked a lot about his era during the interview. You guys got anything to say about Timmy?
Tim and Elton was part of our era, Stretch. So
yeah, absolutely.
Like, that's, I told a story before about how Tim hit the game winner, and I hated him because, our practice is going to be hard, even though we won the game. Because, at the time, JV had to pay for varsity sins. Like, again, quick, left-handers generally seem to be harder to guard anyway. But when you're as fast as Tim, that made it even harder. He had a little sham guard move that was just really, really hard to guard.
He was unstoppable in the open court as well. Like you couldn't slow him down, and he had a lovely hesitation in and out move. And he lived in the paint, man. Which was crazy to be his size. He lived in the paint. He was flat out amazing, man. He was flat out amazing.
Tim, my guy.
You got anything to say, Mike? You want anything to add?
You know how I feel about Tim. Tim, my guy. That's my dude. Yeah, that's my guy. He could play. He's a hooper, bro. Like I said, me personally, again, he should be higher. But hey, that's just me. I think everybody should be higher.
How can somebody be higher?
I don't know.
Everybody can't be higher.
Maybe 1C, 1A, 1B, 1C. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But that's my guy. Shout out to Tim, though.
All right, just to recap our top 10. We got 10 is Antoine Smith, 9, Brett Harper, 8, Elton Brown, 7, Marseille Brown, 6, Tony Rutland, 5, Damon Baycoat, and then tied for 3, we have Big Cat and Timmy Smith.
Hey, what's the name didn't make the list?
Huh?
Tay Ashby, he didn't make the list. Tay Ashby didn't make the list. Shout out to Tay Ashby, man.
No, he ain't made the list, man.
Shout out to Tay, man. My guy, bro.
He didn't get no votes, man.
I had to dig at him a little bit.
Oh my God. All right, now let's get down to the nitty-gritty, man. Number 2. They call him Ron C. Whoa, what?
Go, my bad, sir. My bad, sir.
Go ahead.
No, my fault. Go ahead. Get to it.
Okay. Number 2, the only other McDonald's All-American, Mr. Ron C. Ronald Curry is at 2. I wish Shonda Bailey was on right now because I just
she's in the comments.
Hey, you better check the goddamn inbox.
Shonda, yo.
Better check the inbox.
She said she good. Okay. We just
listen.
We don't want no problems, ma'am.
Check the inbox after the show.
Ronald Curry. Listen, in my opinion, look, this is just me. I am a little biased. I agree. I am a little biased. I do favor more towards the Hampton Crabbers. Listen, they showed me love when nobody else would. Okay, and for that, I'm forever grateful. Also, my cousin went to Hampton, Giuseppe Woodard. I already gave him a shout out. Shout out to E. Shout out to Shonda. I was there when Big Cat went crazy. His junior year, they won state. I was there his senior year. I was, we've been there. Ronald Curry. When I was a youngin' coming to those games, Ronald Curry was just unstoppable. And it's Ronald Curry. I seen this dude at Minchville. They playing it at Minchville, sold out game, and I seen this dude dunk on 3 people. And he hit the dude with the in and out move. I want to say I ain't gonna name no names. It could have been DeMarcus McMillan. I ain't gonna name no names.
Why you do that? Why you do
he
that?
Hit him with the in and out cross. He hit him with the in and out, and just took off. And I want to say Paul Michael was down there. I ain't gonna say no name, but he could have been down there.
I just don't understand, man.
And
why
when a man lean like this? Shonda, am I lying? He leaned like this and he dunked that shit so hard you could hear it in the parking lot. Right then, he was the best high school basketball player I ever seen in my life. Right then. Debate me.
I can't.
I mean, I
Earl
don't
said it was on
I don't
Paul.
know.
Earl said it was on Paul. It must have been on Paul.
I don't know if he's the best. Sorry, Shonda, but he's definitely. I mean, look, we ain't have a vote. I don't know who I would have put number one, but Ronald Curry would have been on the short list of guys who could have potentially been number one.
Who else bought ESPN?
I look, bro, we was there. We was there. We was there. Ronald Curry was different.
ESPN.
Ronald Curry was different. He was different. I mean, I don't got really much. He was different.
And he won player of the game, or excuse me, MVP in the McDonald's All-Star. In the McDonald's game, he wins MVP. It was like 7 dudes that went to the league in that game.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. Somebody call Ronald, man. Get Ronald out. Get Ronald on the phone, man.
Yes. Is there any way that we could possibly? Yeah, we want to talk
Get Ronald on the phone.
Shonda, if you could make that happen for us, shout out.
Yes, and he won the dunk contest too.
He did. Well, he did.
Is there if there's any way you can make that happen, Shonda? Again, we appreciate you commenting all the humor that you brought to this entire process. But if there's any way that you could get him on, like we really appreciate it. We love to talk to him.
Yeah, get Ball Hawk, man. Let's get Ball Hawk involved, man. We got to get this stuff.
Yeah,
we got to clarify this stuff, man.
Anybody who's watching.
So let me ask you a question. All the love for Ron, well deserved. You know. Listen. Ron sees, but y'all guys is all the pleasantries, all the flowers. Why wasn't he number one?
The people. I mean, I'm not mad at who is number one.
Can I reveal some of the voting process? Can I reveal some of that? Okay,
no.
Then, all right. Then I'm sorry, I can't do it. My peers said I couldn't. Sorry, y'all.
I'm not mad at who's number one. I'm just saying my personal number one.
But he had Ron had a phenomenal high school career. Phenomenal, no doubt about it. I'm not going to say nothing bad about Ron. Absolutely not. I got to walk out in these streets. They see my face. He's great. He's great. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You worried about backlash, bro? What you mean?
I don't backlash. This is a little inside joke, man. Look at you, man. Calm down, man. Let's get to number one. Let's get to number one.
Number one, Mr. Allen, Bubba Chuck, AI, Mr. Iverson. Matt Jack just said AI averaged 30 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists in high school. Good God Almighty.
Triple double?
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah, that's what he said. Shout out to everybody that's commenting. Y'all having a strong debate in here. I'm gonna have to read these comments, man. Y'all going in on this going.
Thank you, everyone. Please tell your friends, your barber, your mechanic, your pastor. Tell everybody to subscribe, please. We thank y'all for real.
Your barber and your pastor.
Tell them all. Tell everybody.
Any words to say about Mr. Iverson?
Hold on. After that 60-minute soliloquy you went on about Ron, you better have something to say about AI.
Hold on.
You kidding me? Do we got anything to say about AI?
What you mean? Look,
24 points for Iverson tonight, 9 rebounds, 8 steals. And he went made that. He said, yes. 10 assists, 8 steals, 8 rebounds, 2 blocks, and a partridge in a pear tree.
I'm trying to share the wealth here.
We sat here for 45 minutes as you just spilled
fine. Okay.
Let's go,
Allen
man.
Iverson is a Hall of Famer. I did not know that he averaged 30, 10, and 10 in high school. Shout out to Matt Jack. I posted the man highlight joint today.
Okay. You know,
He's
you should be more
amazing.
than that, though. Come on,
He's
I need to
amazing.
hear
But
about AI.
listen, but look, you know, look, man. You know, like I said, my number one is Ron C. For me. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? But obviously the viewers have voted and they said, you know, Allen Iverson averaged 30 as a senior. Like he's a Hall of Fame. I ain't got nothing. I ain't got nothing to say against that.
Yeah, but I ain't feeling no love for AI.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? Talk about who
He's the best player to ever wear a Bethel Bruin jersey.
He dunked on some goddamn body. Who he dunked on?
He dunked on a lot of people.
Dunked on somebody.
He dunked on a lot of people.
He dunked on a lot of people.
He dunked
on a lot of people. He dunked on a lot of people.
Who he crossed? I need names.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about that.
That Hampton crab bias.
I don't know nothing about that.
The interesting thing about stretch bias is we lived in the same neighborhood, so
straight up.
That's a little nugget. But yeah, AI was, again, and I've said this a lot. AI was different, man. He was a legend, and you know, he opened the door for a lot of people. You know, during and after his run, we know about Georgetown, we know about the NBA, but Bethel High Games, him, Rutland, like it was an event. Like to be in the building, like you could feel the energy because you knew that something was gonna happen. And the fact that he was smaller, we like looking at those smaller, athletic, explosive guys, and he didn't back down from anybody.
Shout out to Hot Top Fade too. He played in the Hot Top Fade, yo, back then, and I did get a Hot Top Fade. The first Hot Top Fade I had was because I saw AI. Is that good enough for you, Mike?
He's always been influential. High school, college, NBA. So like
also had braids in college because of AI. Is that good enough for you, Mike?
I'm just saying, man. So he was a great player, man. All these guys that's on the list are phenomenal players.
Do you think Allen Iverson should have been higher on the list, Mike, since everybody else should have been higher?
I mean, guard tier. I don't know. Guard tier. Like I don't know. It's guard tier. Then it's 1 through 10. How about that? So we can move Tim up and we can move Cat up. You know what I'm saying? Ron up. So Ron will be number 1, then AI's God tier. How about that? That works.
My God. Okay. All right. Well, that is our 1 through 10 in our honorable mention. Also, we want to show a little bit of love to other guys who received some votes. Jermaine Merrill, Carlos Hurd, Fasil Abraham. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Mario Taburn, Paul Michael, Rajay Bullock, and Mr. Jalen Ray.
Shout out to P. Mike, man. He taught me my first post move in high school. So shout out to P. Mike for that.
It didn't work against Elton.
No, it didn't. Clearly it didn't.
Just killed him live on Facebook.
No, I don't care. It clearly didn't work. He probably sent it into the 5th row. I'm okay with that, bro. I'm fine with that. No, not a single problem at all.
Oh man.
Any questions? Any questions in the Facebook comments, man? Anybody got anything to say?
No, well, you know, they being, you know, people deserve some love. You know, Ricardo Ratcliffe needs some more love. You know, I agree with that. He's actually had a great professional career.
Damo said
talk about Mano.
What's up, Dominique? Talk about Mano.
Yeah, we can when we break it down into decades because he had one great year. In 2017, and it was phenomenal.
This guy.
It was phenomenal. His 2017 campaign was phenomenal. He averaged 35 or something like that. It was crazy. It was phenomenal. See, look, every time I say something, you think I'm trying to be disrespectful. And I'm not being disrespectful. His 2017 campaign was probably one of the best that PD has ever seen. Great.
Absolutely.
He was in a paper every week. Every week he was in the paper.
All these guys.
He gave Damo 47.
Damo, you stay getting killed. Damo, you stay getting killed.
Why he doing you like that, Damo?
He did. Like, this is facts. He gave Damo 47. Like, it was crazy.
Listen, we gonna have a fan live eventually. So we breaking some news. We're gonna have a fan live where we have some topics and we bring some of y'all on. Dominique, I want you to fry this dude live. He said talk about Mano
and we did, and it backfired. You see what I'm saying? See how that works? And it backfired. See? You know? Shout out to Damo, man. That's my guy, though.
Shout out to Damo, man. That's my guy, man. Hey, I hope you're going to lace him up Sunday, too, boy, because I'm coming out of retirement. One day only. One day only. Oh, I see. Look, Mike, don't say that. Mike, don't say that, because I seen y'all play last Sunday. It looked like a whole bunch of meals in there.
Yeah, it was. It was food in there.
It's a lot of food in there. Yeah. A lot of food in there. So
what are your thoughts, man? On the PD before we move on, man. What are your thoughts?
Well, here are my thoughts. Number one, we as a basketball community need to do a better job of voting and nominating. Less complaining, more voting. That's number one. Number two, it's hard to put in the context all of that greatness from 1990 all the way till today. It's hard to just get a list down to 25. You're gonna end up leaving off some great names. And I agree. We probably left some names off, like Rajay Bullock. He should probably be higher, but he only got a couple votes. Jalen Ray, same thing. Guys, Cam Bako probably should be up there somewhere. We didn't even mention Troy Williams at all.
No.
Guys like that, man. What's the boy name that was at Minchville?
Shazier?
Yeah, Shazier. He was really good. Also, Marshawn Powell. He didn't get any votes.
Shazier won player of the year too.
Yeah, nor nominations.
The question is like, ask the viewers, like, what could we do to get you more involved and make it, I guess, user friendly for you to vote? What would get you to motivate you to actually vote for players? Because the reason I bring that up is because we're talking about basketball. Football's coming up pretty soon.
Yeah,
football's coming up pretty soon, and that's going to be an even hotter conversation, a hotter topic. So we want to make sure everyone's involved. So I would ask the viewers, what could we do to assist
before the football? I mean, we got the top 25, the queen of the PD.
My apologies. Absolutely.
That's next week. You know what I'm saying? We trying to get 25. Women. Excuse me. I had a woman correct me.
You got fried when you did that too.
We trying to get 25 women.
Trying to say it shouldn't be that hard. Basically, it shouldn't be.
And we try to get 25 names, and then when we break into September, we doing a top 50 for the PD for football. I mean, look. Well, my thing is this: we can't please everybody, and people want to vote. They need to take their ass to the locations to vote. And
you ain't got internet, just go to the library.
They got a phone. They phone work.
Some people ain't got data.
They got Obama phones, man. They're going right to Metro. Metro got free internet.
From wireless Boost Mobile. Look,
you only get Boost. You only got one cell tower, so be buffering all day.
Like Sean to say, I don't want to see no shit for these football votes. I'm telling you right now.
She already know.
That's going to be hectic. We already know, because football history probably richer than basketball. Yeah. So get your votes in. That's all we going to say.
Yeah, Kiki, we trying to get 25 women. Same criteria, 1990 all the way to today. We got some great names. We got Adrian Miley, Lakeisha Frett, Evelyn Lewis. We got Sonia Johnson. We got some names that's been thrown out there. Of course, the lovely Shonda Bailey herself.
The historian. Okay.
We got some names. And we're gonna try to reveal their top 25. Look, Shonda owned it already. She said, "I'll send you some names." Look, we're gonna try to reveal that joint next week, and hopefully by then we can. We got Diamond. Can't forget about Diamond. Good God Almighty, Diamond. Woo, Lord. So yeah, I mean, we got a lot of stuff to talk about, man. Get these girls get these women the love that they deserve.
Hey, Stretch, you see the question Kiki asked, what was that y'all won from Mitchville in about 99? The only one, was that Dee Dee?
I think it was Dee Dee.
In 99, Deanna Pear.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dee Dee too. But I think that's the only one that I could think of.
I mean, the girl that I trained, Z Smith, like she was crazy. She won player of the year, over 1,000 points.
Okay.
You know, but again, a lot. So before we get out of here, man, again, thanks to everybody who voted. Thanks to everybody who nominated. Thanks to everybody who's been involved in the comments. We appreciate you guys. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share when we are done. NBA news, fellas. Kevin Durant is in the news again. What the hell is going on in Brooklyn, man?
What you mean what's going on in Brooklyn? It's the ownership. What do you mean?
Uh-oh. Here we go.
What do you mean? It's the ownership. What do you mean? What's going
on
in Brooklyn?
Mike. Come on, Mike. Come on.
Here we go.
No.
Here we go.
No.
As y'all can see, he was clearly waiting for this question to be asked.
I'm just asking. Like, so let me throw it back to you all. What's the problem? I want to hear this. What's the problem?
I'm gonna let you take it, Stretch. I'm gonna sit back.
Okay, so here's the problem. So KD goes to Brooklyn with Kyrie on a max deal. He got a 4-year deal. Okay, the first year of that 4-year deal, my man don't even play. They paid him $32 million to rehab. Okay, the following year. Can
I stop you real quick? Okay,
go ahead.
He came to Brooklyn. Hurt. Everybody knew he was hurt, right?
Okay,
they knew he was hurt, right? They signed him.
Yeah.
Okay, that's on Brooklyn. Continue. Go ahead. Continue.
The following year, Kyrie gets hurt. James Harden gets hurt. They lose to Milwaukee in round 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
That summer, he signs an extension. Okay. Last year, which is year 3, they get swept in the first round.
Okay.
Him and Kyrie. James Harden quits, wants to leave, so on and so forth. They acquired Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons isn't mentally ready to play, so on and so forth. We know what happened there. So now he has 4 years left on his deal, and you request a trade. If I'm Josiah, bro, you can't go nowhere. I'm sorry, you can't go nowhere. Stephen A. Smith said it today. You can't, bro. You got 4 years left on your deal. Like you can't do that. You can't go. No, I'm not letting you go.
Go ahead, Seth. What you about to say?
I mean, I'm kind of in the middle between both of y'all. I'm all about player empowerment and players having the power to do their thing. But from what's been reported, right, the Nets have done everything Kevin Durant wanted them to do, except for extending Kyrie.
Right.
Okay. And that matters, right? Because they were a package deal, even with DeAndre Jordan, who was a trash can then, and is even worse now. I don't know how he keeps getting jobs. Shout out to DeAndre Jordan's agent.
Right.
But my thing is this: at what point is it just like you requesting a trade? Because remember, Paul George did this with OKC too, in the same summer that Westbrook left, had 4 years on his contract and requested to leave.
Yep.
So at what point is it just like, all right, we gotta hold a fort here somewhere? You feel what I'm saying? Because KD has then since then come out and said, I don't either fire Nash and Marks or me. And my thing is this, y'all, and I will pose this question to y'all because I think it's not a simple answer. What would y'all do?
Well,
because I don't know what I would do. Kevin Durant's a legend to me, and he's a top 15 player, and he's still a top 6 player today, but he's 34 and he's super injury prone, right? Not saying Nash is a great coach because he's far from that. I think Marks is a very good GM, though. But like, what do you do? I don't think it's simple. I don't.
So here's the thing. Like, so people look at Kevin Durant, say he got 4 years left. He wants out. So do we have the same uproar when the owners trade players, when they got deals left in their contract? No, They say
I'm glad you mentioned that. Can I just cut you off real quick?
Absolutely.
They traded Rudy Gobert with I think 3 or 4 years left on his contract.
Yeah, 3 years left. Yeah, 3 years left.
And they traded CJ McCollum with years left on his contract too. To your point, please continue.
So I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that because when the owners do it, they say, "Hey, this is what's best for the business. What's best for the team." Last time I checked, Kevin Durant is worth over $300 million. Kevin Durant is a business. This is best for his business. This is best for his family. So if Kevin Durant says
he's an employee, bro.
Let me finish stress. Let me finish stress because if Kevin Durant says, "Hey, I want out," an owner can do it. An owner can do it. They could trade somebody 3 years, 4 years left in the contract and say, "Hey," and tell the people, "Oh, this is what's best for the team, salary cap, whatever." I have no issue with Kevin Durant wanting out with 4 years left on his contract because when he got there, they knew the man was hurt. They knew when they got Kyrie, they knew what they was getting into. When they got James Harden, they knew what they was getting into. So I don't even want to hear that. Josiah, Sean Marks, deal with it. Period.
Yeah, and the way you deal with it is say, "I'm not trading your ass."
So
Kevin Durant he's a rich employee, but he's an employee. He's an employee of the Brooklyn Nets.
But he still has
just like any other employee.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't like the terms, but he signed a contract.
Okay.
So he's locked into that contract. Now, if you don't like the terms of your contract, quit playing basketball. Retire.
No, man. Nah. Come on, bro. Come on, man.
Quit.
I don't think that's
you don't like it. You don't like the terms of your contract.
I don't get
Stop taking my money.
I don't
Stop
get you.
taking my money and quit.
This is the bullshit that Stretch does. You just sat here and said that, "Oh yeah, it's a good point. They traded Rudy Gobert and CJ McCollum." You say nothing about that.
If you don't want to go, don't go. Quit.
How?
Quit. You don't have to play basketball.
KD, keep causing the uproar. You'll get what you want, bro.
Straight up. Won't.
And I'm in the middle with this though, because again, I do think players should have the power, but I also think again, bro, with 4 years left on your contract, like and even beyond the 4 years, like they've done just about everything you wanted them to do.
Everything. Steve Nash is coaching them because him and Kyrie vouched for him.
Dominique just said that too. Dominique just said that.
Hold on, he said, "What about Steve Nash?"
They wanted Steve Nash.
Yeah.
Oh, the same. Hold on. The same. You sure about that? The same Kyrie said they don't need a coach. They don't need a coach.
Yes, they wanted him. They hand selected him.
But KD don't want his ass now. So if I was Sean Marks, Steve Nash out of there. What you want to do? So what you want to do?
See, this is my thing. Here's my issue. Now, if that's the case, and sometimes you don't like your manager. Okay, cool. Mm-hmm. You should have said something as soon as the season was over. Mm-hmm. But you waited. We 2 months out. We 90 days out.
So you want to do it in the middle of the season?
He should have did it at the end of the last season when they got swept. He should have said it then.
So as an owner, as a business owner with a multi-billion-dollar company, so you want a player to come into your locker room and be disruptive?
He just went to the owner and said, "Trade me or fire them."
But
that's what he just did.
Absolutely, but you just stated that if you was Josiah, you wouldn't do it. So my thing is, so KD's going to come in the locker room and be disruptive. So that
and guess what? I'm gonna tell you go home. I'm gonna tell you go home.
I go home with that 40, 50 million.
No, you don't get no. You don't get paid.
What you mean? If he shows up,
conduct detrimental to the team, you do not get paid.
But the thing with that though, Stretch, the NBA PA, which is actually very strong, much stronger than the NFL's, they're gonna make sure Durant get paid, especially if he show up and then they send him home. Yeah, Durant getting paid.
See, this is my problem. I don't get
conduct detrimental to the team.
All you all just stated all this stuff with Kyrie, James Harden, KD, and all this inner turmoil and all this attitude, this, that, and the other. But the Brooklyn Nets still signed them motherfuckers.
Yeah.
They knew the writing was on the wall. They still signed these dudes, bro.
Yeah.
The writing was on the wall.
But
I think that's the bigger issue. That's the bigger issue. Because you still signed it and you knew. Right. I do agree with that part.
They knew that.
But I mean,
as
on the other hand,
they traded
y'all
LeVert.
know, y'all know the NBA is talented, bro. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, bro.
No, you good? You good?
They had LeVert, Dinwiddie, Jared Allen, a great coach in Kenny Atkinson, up and coming coach.
Yeah.
I didn't know this. They signed DeAndre Jordan for $40 million and got rid of goddamn Jared Allen.
Yeah, that right there. Yeah.
So that was all because of KD and Kyrie. They wanted DeAndre Jordan, especially KD. That's on them. Now they upset because KD being disruptive. That's on them, bro. That's on them. Let them figure that shit out. And if they know what's best for them, get ready to trade KD. Like, what's the point?
You're not gonna get equal. You're not even gonna get close to equal value for him.
You're not gonna get close to, partly because of the Rudy Gobert trade, and because teams know that Durant wanted. Everybody knows that Durant wants out of there. So
is he worth the headache?
That's the question. Listen, I'm gonna say this, and I love Kevin Durant. Is Kevin Durant at 34 and injury prone worth that? I think there are maybe only 4 players in the NBA that are outside of Kevin Durant: Giannis, Luka, Steph, and maybe LeBron. I don't know and LeBron's older and more injury prone too, but LeBron has shown a better track record of elevating teams than Durant. I would take that chance with LeBron. Do I really know with Durant? That's a real question. I don't know. I don't think it's simple yes or no.
If you're Joe Tsai, do you fire Steve Nash?
Let me ask you this. You do? And let me ask you this. So without KD and Kyrie, what kind of coach is Steve Nash? Because we know what he is with them. You know what I'm saying? So that's the real question.
The problem is Steve Nash should have never had this job.
He should have never gotten a job in the first.
He should have never got the job, man. Like that's what I'm saying. Like these owners, and that's why when they go back to this collective bargaining agreement,
right?
These owners are really gonna change some things up, man, because you got organizations that have bended to their stars, coaches, trainers, you know what I'm saying, accommodations, where they staying at, hotels,
right?
Where you know what I'm saying, all this stuff. They have bended to their stars, and they're not getting the return on their investment.
Yeah, I mean,
Dominique made a good point, and I was actually thinking this, Dominique. I'd fire Nash because he's not necessarily good at his job, not for KD.
But if you fire him now, it's going to look like you did it because of KD.
I mean, right, correct, right. Optics and that stuff matters in the NBA. I'm just saying that, but I wouldn't fire Marks. I wouldn't.
Marks is really good at his job.
I agree with that. And if I don't know, and if I don't know that KD's going to be good enough to lead me to a title, I again.
So here's my question: What do they think they're gonna get from KD? KD's 34 years old. So
that's the entire point.
I mean, like, what are you gonna get 3 titles? Like I don't understand. Like, why keep KD at this point?
All you need is one, bro.
Yeah, the only team that I think should even entertain this deal or this trade might be Boston, because you're so close to getting over the hump, and KD couldn't get you over the hump.
I agree with that. I'm sending Jaylen Brown.
I'm sending Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart.
I'm getting them out of there.
Yeah, and Grant Williams with those 2 picks. Goodbye.
So Jaylen Brown, Grant Williams. Who else?
Marcus Smart.
2 picks. Yeah,
and those 2 number 1s.
Yep.
So the same Marcus Smart that I believed in it.
What does that have to do?
I'm just asking a question.
You know what?
Listen.
We're not even feeding into it. This is Kevin
number 36 jerseys on last year. I don't know.
And I'll get my Marcus Smart Brooklyn Nets jersey.
All right, so I don't get it. Now y'all want to get rid of that.
No, Mike, you clearly get it. This is Kevin Durant. Goodbye. Like what the old AOL say when you logging off?
I'm just saying, bro.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Goodbye.
Right. I'm just saying, bro.
And everybody knows I love Marcus Smart. It's Kevin Durant, bro.
Kevin Durant, bro.
I don't get it, flops. I don't get it.
And then you can win. You can win with Malcolm Brogdon, Derek White, Jason Tatum, Kevin Durant.
You can win with Malcolm Brogdon now. You can win with Malcolm Brogdon now. Didn't I bring him up? Didn't I bring him up?
You know what?
So now you can win with Malcolm Brogdon now. Now you can win with Malcolm Brogdon. You see how this come back full circle?
Ladies and gentlemen, this guy.
I don't get it.
Make sure you tune in next week.
Mike
got the first tune in next week. We got Queen of the PD coming up. Before we got Queen of the PD, we got Thursday. We got Elton Brown in the house. We'll be talking about his career, UVA, Warwick High School, legendary coach Ben Moore and more, and his pro career, all of it. Thank you for tuning in. This dude, Mike, man. Oh my God.
Man, hey,
final words, Mike. What you got?
Hey, great show as always. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Looking forward to the what we doing, the going by decades, right? Or we're doing the women next, right?
Yeah, Queen of the PD first next week.
Absolutely, looking forward to it. But thanks to all the viewers. Keep supporting the show, supporting the pod. Shout out to Stretch, Statman. Appreciate you, brothers. And that's about it.
Statman, closing words.
Thank you to everybody watching. Please like, subscribe, share. Thank you for all the votes. Sick Mike, appreciate you, dog. God, Mom, Bree, love y'all. Stretch, Mike, love y'all too, man. I appreciate y'all. I really do.
Absolutely, man.
No doubt about it, bro. Hey, man, be relentless in all that you do. Trust your grind. We out. See you Thursday.
Peace.
Big E, looking forward to it, brother.